rule number 88 capital B, sub rule number 3, which has a comprehensive way of approach to compute the interest. Under this category of interest, 24% per annum, as referred under section 50 subsection 3 of the CGST. Reading here, where the interest is payable on the amount of ITC wrongly availed and utilized covered under section 50 subsection 3. What do you mean this? Sir, availment is different from utilization of credit. No doubt, if there is no availment, question of utilization does not arise. But both are different. Availment of input tax credit means I have received the inward supply by paying the GST. I have a valid tax invoice with me. I want to avail the input tax credit. I have passed the entry, purchase account debit, input tax credit receivable account debit to bank account or whatever may be the party account on credit purchases. In that cases, input tax credit receivable, I made a book entry. That same, I shown, I accepted, I confirmed it in my GST 2B return. In the whatever shown in the GST 2B, I confirmed yes is my credit. That has been reflected in the GST 3B return as receivable. That means to say that electronic credit ledger of mine in the network portal, available credit is receivable. I have considered is my credit. That is called as availment of credit. Assume a scenario that credit not allowed to avail, but I have been availed wrongly. However, I have not utilized that credit while making the payment to my tax liability. Wrongly availed, but rightly not utilized. In that case, am I liable to pay interest for the wrongly availment of credit? Law of the land says no. A very clear. We have the rule C, rule number 88 capital B, sub rule number 3 speaks where the interest is payable on the amount of ITC wrongly availed and utilized. Then section 50 subsection 3 will cover here to levy the interest for bill payment at the rate of 24% per annum. What do you mean by utilization then? The credit available in electronic credit ledger is my credit availed. That availed credit, while submitting the GST 3B return, I am liable to pay the tax liability. I adjusted this credit. After that, I pay the net amount to department by electronic cash ledger. In that case, that credit which is not allowed to avail, I availed wrongly and utilized also wrongly. Then the revenue loss comes into picture, financial loss comes into picture to the department. Then department says that, hey Mr. Taxpayer, to avail the input tax credit wrongly and the same also utilized while making the payment of the GST liability, you adjusted that credit and pay the short balance or lesser balance shortfall amount to electronic cash ledger. As a result, that amount what utilized as wrongly while paying the GST, that portion of input tax credit wrongly utilized by you will attract the interest as referred in section 50 subsection 3, namely at the rate of 24% per annum, calculating on day-to-day basis. Now the point comes into picture how to understand the spirit of this particular rule number 88 capital B sub rule number 3. Read with section 50 subsection 3. I am bringing to a notice excellent manner illustrative presentation which will be enlightening our understanding on this section 50 subsection 3 at the rate of 24% interest per annum on input tax credit wrongly availed and wrongly utilized is as follows. Rule number 88 capital B supplement number 3 of the CGST rules 2017 talks about input tax credit wrongly availed shall be construed to have been utilized when the balance in the electronic credit ledger falls below the amount of input tax credit wrongly availed, and the extent of such utilization of input tax credit shall be the amount by which the balance in the electronic credit ledger falls below the amount of input tax credit wrongly availed. Interest will be applicable on the amount by which the balance in electronic credit ledger falls below the amount of input tax credit wrongly availed. Let's consider this example. First, you have to go through along with me. Do not look at a stretch the entire slide. You will get confused. Relax and look here one by one. Let us say first, I am a taxpayer. It is my data. Take first April month. In that April month, I have opening balance in my electronic credit ledger nil. Opening balance electronic credit ledger nil. No opening balance. So during that April month, I procured some of the goods or services. I am a regular taxpayer eligible to avail the input tax credit. My eligible input tax credit here is 3,50,000 in the electronic credit ledger. Eligible credit. Not eligible credit, ITC wrongly availed. Wrongly availed means I shown in the electronic credit ledger my credit is eligible 3,50,000 plus 25,000 rupees also I taken where as eligible, but it is not so. Total credit now 3,75,000. That means I have availed wrongly 25,000. Have I utilized? Let us see. What is my output tax liability? My output tax liability for the month of April 3,50,000. Out of the output tax of 3,50,000, I have adjusted 3,75,000. Still I have excess credit of rupees 25,000. The excess credit of rupees 25,000 is more than or equal to input tax credit wrongly availed. In that case, have I utilized the credit? No. Reason, my credit available in the electronic credit ledger is 25,000 even after adjustment of my output as liability. How much wrongly availed? 25,000. Have I utilized it? No, because you refer my electronic credit ledger is there. How much? 25,000 is there. Therefore, while making the payment of GST, though I may be utilized input tax credit, still I have excess credit. That excess credit of input tax credit is more than or equal to credit wrongly availed. If so, that credit not utilized. As a result, as long as the credit wrongly not utilized, so long I am not liable to pay interest. Therefore, here let us say closing balance in the electronic credit ledger is 25,000. Further, amount on which interest is payable nil. Now, in the month of April, since I have not wrongly utilized the input tax credit, no interest liable to pay the given case. Further, coming to next month, May month. April month closing balance in the electronic credit ledger, which is 25,000, which will become opening balance in my May month electronic credit ledger. Obviously, opening balance May month 25,000. In that month, May month, during the May month, I made some purchases or received input services where I am eligible to avail input tax credit. Eligible input tax credit is 2,50,000. Eligible input tax credit 2,50,000. ITC wrongly availed in that month of May, not there. Nothing have been wrongly availed. Total credit for the month of May, opening balance 25,000 plus during the month of May, purchases on which input eligible credit is 2,50,000. Total 2,75,000. Now, my output tax liability for the month of May 2,50,000. I utilize the credit of 2,75,000. Still I have excess credit of rupees 25,000. In that case, what I have wrongly availed in the month of April, 25,000, is less than or equal to the balance available in electronic credit ledger. Therefore, I have not utilized the credit. Since I have not utilized credit in the month of May, question of payment of interest does not arise. Coming to the month of June, when you come to the month of June, my dear sir, be careful. Opening balance of 25,000 in the month of June is none other than closing balance of May month in the electronic credit ledger. In the month of June, I made some inward supplies on which input task is 1,50,000. Good. That 1,50,000 plus opening balance 25,000, totally 1,75,000 is my credit available in the electronic credit ledger. My liability to pay GST in the month of June, 1,65,000. While paying 1,65,000, I adjusted 1,75,000. Still I have excess credit, how much? 10,000. But this 10,000 credit available in electronic credit ledger is lesser than the credit wrongly availed. Wrongly availed how much? 25,000. Now available how much? Only 10,000. Meaning thereby, out of 25,000 wrongly availed, you have utilized in the month of June 15,000. That is what here utilization of input task is wrongly, which is from the date of that utilization till the date of payment, you have to pay interest on such amount wrongly utilized. What is amount wrongly utilized? 15,000. On that 15,000 at the rate of 24% per annum, from the date of wrongly utilized till the date of payment, you have to pay interest at the rate of 24% per annum. Now, what is the date of utilization? Due date of filing that particular return or actual date of filing the return. Among the two, whichever is earlier. 19th of July is earlier, is a date of utilization wrongly. That means the count reckoned for the number of days delay from 20th of July till the date of you make the payment. Till the date of you make the payment. For example, I made the payment on, for example, on 31st of August. This amount of wrongly utilized 15,000 has been returned back to department. I paid. In that case, the count reckoned from 20th of July. For 43 days, you have to be pay interest at the rate of 24% per annum. If you pay by 31st of August, this wrongly utilized amount. What is amount wrongly utilized? Not the entire 25,000. It is only 15,000. 15,000 into 24% into the 43 days. For 43 days. 43 days divided by 365 days. Like that you have to compute the interest. Only for rupees 15,000 which is wrongly utilized. With this, June month ends. When you enter into July month, June month closing balance of rupees 10,000 become an opening balance in the month of July. Credit, open balance credit. Plus, during the month of July, you made a purchases or received inward supplies on which input is 3 lakhs. Total credit available in that month is 3,10,000. Unfortunately, you got liability to pay in the month of July 3,10,000. Same amount. So, while paying the 3,10,000 electronic liability ledger plus input as credit ledger, enter 3,10,000, resulting that closing balance nil. Meaning thereby, wrongly availed 25,000 in the month of April, you have been utilized it 15,000 in the month of June, 10,000 in the month of July. For the 10,000 wrongly availed and also utilized, you have to pay interest at the rate of 24% per annum from the date of utilization till the date of payment. What is the date of utilization? Date of utilization nothing but due date of filing the return GST 3B or actual filing the GST 3B among the whichever is earlier. Which is earlier here? Here for example 20th of August is the due date because next month July month liability to pay in the month of August by 20th or actual date of file return. When the file return 20th of August. That means among the whichever is earlier. Which is earlier? 20th of August is here? If so, from 21st of August onwards till the date of you make the payment, you have to pay with the interest at the rate of 24% per annum on rupees 10,000, on rupees 10,000, which is the amount wrongly utilized here. This is the way in which rule number 88 capital B sub rule number 3 refers.